Okay, shall we? वागर्ताविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्त प्रतिपत्तये जगदपितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। हरिः ओम्। So we have almost come to the end of Atma Bodha. We started with the first three shlokas, in which the Acharya very clearly said that first he talked about the adhikaritva. Then he talked about jnanam vina Atma Bodham kadapi bhavishyati. Only through knowledge, not through karma. Those were the first three shlokas we saw. Then we had a big discussion on Upadhi, the whole Upadhi Dharma, how the three dehas, Shariratrayam, Stula, Sukshma, Karana Sharirani, te sarve Upadhi Dharma bhavanti for the Atman. तस्मिन् विषये बहु चर्चाम् अस्माभिः कृतं कथं शरीरस्य उत्पत्तिः भवति शरीरस्य विसर्जनं भवति किमर्थम् अस्माभिः कारणशरीरं स्वीकृत्य आगतवन्तः प्रारब्धकर्म इत्यादि कर्माणां विषये अपि अस्माभिः बहु चर्चां कृतम् आसीत्. I'll do a little Sanskrit lecture and then get into English. तस्मात् पूर्वसञ्चितकर्मान् स्वीकृत्य प्रारब्धकर्म इति वयं कथयामः. प्रारब्धकर्माणां तद् भुङ्क्त्वा अग्रे गन्तव्यम् इति शरीरस्य जननम् अभूत् इति अस्माभिः ज्ञातम्. तस्मिन् विषये किञ्चित् चर्चा अभूत्. तदनन्तरम् अस्माभिः ज्ञातम् इदानीं शरीरत्रयः वर्तते, आत्मा अपि अस्ति. उभयोः कीदृशः सम्बन्धः, आत्मदेह एतयोः कीदृशः सम्बन्धः इति एतस्मिन् विषये विचारः कृतः अस्माभिः. तेषु विशेषतया अध्यस्तविषये अस्माभिः चिन्तितं. युष्मद् अस्मत् प्रत्ययगोचरः, युष्मद् गोचरविषयाणाम् अस्मद् गोचरे अस्माभिः अध्यस्य अहं श्वेतवर्णः, अहं कृष्णवर्णः, अहं स्थूलः, अहं सूक्ष्मः, अहं ह्रस्वः, अहं दीर्घः, अहं सुखी, अहं दुःखी, एवं भिन्न भिन्न रीत्या अस्माभिः अध्यासं कृतम् इति अस्मिन् विषये अस्माभिः बहु चर्चां कृतम्. आचार्यपादेन एतत् सर्वं कृतम् आसीत्. आत्मबोध यथा वयं दृष्टवन्तः. तदनन्तरं ब्रह्मस्य विषये, आत्मा विषये स्वरूप katham asti, tat katham asmabihi sampadaniyam. तत् मननविषये अस्माभिः पञ्च षट् श्लोकानि अस्माभिः श्लोकाः आसन् तत्सर्वं वयं विशेषतया वयं दृष्टवन्तः ह्यः अन्तिमे एतत् सर्वं कृत्वा अन्तिमे श्वः अस्माभिः किं कृतं तत्र आत्मबोधसम्पादनात् अनन्तरं व्यक्त्याः कीदृशः अनुभवः भवति तस्मिन् विषये श्लोकाः आसन् एतत् सर्वम् अस्माभिः एतावत् पर्यन्तम् एतदेव अस्माभिः इतः परं केवलम् 11-12 श्लोकाः सन्ति ते सर्वे उपसंहाररूपेण जस्ट sort of concluding आत्मा विषये इतोपि अन्तिमे यत्किमपि वक्तव्यम् इतोपि दृढीकरोतु इतोपि स्पष्टीकरोतु इति उद्देशं स्वीकृत्य स्पष्टतया अस्माभिः अवगमनं भवतु इति उद्देशं स्वीकृत्य आचार्यपादाः आत्मा विषये किञ्चित् उक्तवन्तः तत् वयं पश्यामः अद्य so what we are going to see is I call it as Brahma Lakshana section 7 Brahma Lakshana shloka 54 to 65 12 shlokas are there. See, when you say Lakshana, what it really means is it is a description of a certain attribute. That's the meaning of Lakshana, no? Right? So there are two methods, two paramparas in this. Whenever you talk of Lakshana, there are two ways you can describe a Lakshana, not just for the Brahman, for anything. That's why all these ideas are so generalizable. That's why I keep saying about it. Vedanta Shastra, whatever we have seen, is also applicable everywhere. So whenever we have to describe something, there are two ways to do it. Our Vedanta literature, they have taken both. One is called Swarupa Lakshana. You directly describe the Lakshana directly. That is called Swarupa Lakshana. Okay? Another is called Tatastha Lakshana. Brahman, by its very definition, it is difficult to give the Swarupa Lakshana. Because it is Aswarupaha, Arupaha. See, if somebody has a, then you can, somebody has a, she is 4 feet 5, she is 5 feet 6 inches, you can see her. She is tall, something like that we can say, no, to identify. She'll be wearing a blue color shirt or something related to the Swarupa. That is actually Tatastha. That wearing a blue shirt is Tatastha. I'll come to it later. So either you can do a Swarupa Lakshana, which means you directly describe. Now, Brahman cannot be described like that. Because after that Anubhava, there is no room for talking. There is no room for any articulation because there is no room for anything. Everything has gone. That's why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says the bee keeps on making sound only until it sits for the flower, honey. Once it gets the honey, there is no noise anymore. There is no need for anything. So in the same way, Brahma Lakshanam, even Brahmajnanis will not describe because it is not something which can be described. We will see that also. So no point in doing it. So Swarupa Lakshanam is difficult. So they do what is called Tatastha Lakshanam. So let us take an example to understand what is Tatastha Lakshanam. Suppose you are coming towards my house, right? You mean GPS, Google, everything is there. Sometimes we still don't. Nowadays, Google Map takes you to the middle of the lake also. Says left, right, and if you are 60 kilometers per hour, you straight get into a pond. I had personally that experience. You remember we went to that ashrama. I went there, suddenly there was Ruchu Swami's ashrama, I was going. So I was using the Google Map only. So it said left, right, went on, finally it gave to a dead end. If you had gone a little faster, we would have been sailing actually. Anyway, so even with all that, sometimes it will be very difficult, no? So I stopped by and asked, you stop by and ask, where is Mahadevan's house? Somebody who knows, not to somebody who doesn't know. You should ask to somebody who knows. So the person will say, oh, you see, there is a coconut tree there. Do you see a coconut tree there? Or do you see that banyan tree there? Just below that, there is yellow color painting, na? That house. Now, you know what you did now? You never told the house, you told everything else other than the house. Because the tree is not the house, the yellow color is not the house, it is not the address. You used something to describe this. The house was rightly identified by the banyan tree. We never identified the house, we identified the banyan tree. See, there is a banyan tree. See, there is a tataka. Tatastha, it is called Tatastha because one person asked, where is the lake? Where is the Tataka? There is a tall tree, no? Tree is up, Tataka is down. There is this tall tree, no? Go towards that, you will reach the lake. That is the Lakshana. So I never told anything about the pond. I only told about the tree. And you use the tree to find the pond. This is the methodology applied for Brahman. Because Brahman cannot be explained directly. So you have to do Tatastha Lakshana. So this is a method used in Vedanta. In all our philosophical discussions, we use only Tatastha Lakshana. We tell so many things around it. So by recognizing that, you'll somehow recognize. You'll go near. That's all you can do. Finally, you have to recognize yourself, but I can at least show, go near that. There's a yellow color. Take third house on the right. You only use third. You never showed the house. You said, take a left turn. There is a coconut tree. In the coconut tree, there will be a road. You take that dead end is there. Take a left turn. The third house on the right. You never told the house. You told everything so that I can reach the house. It is the methodology. And that methodology, if we are using for our day-to-day things, which is very useful to us, you should definitely use it to describe Brahman also, because Brahman is very difficult to otherwise describe. So in the literature, they use only Tatastha Lakshana. Quite often, they use only Tatastha Lakshana. Okay? This is one. Then there is something called Lakshyartya and Vachyartha. This is another thing. When you said Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, that's a Lakshyartha. Directly you have said that is a Lakshya for, that's the reason why I am saying Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Vachyartha means generally you use some words to describe. Here you describe what it is by the very Lakshya of that. That's the Lakshyartha or Vachyartha. So Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma is Lakshyartha. So that is another thing. In Taitra Upanishad it says Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam, Parame Vyoman, all that. Another thing. So now we will see shlokas. And these shlokas are all by and large Tatastha. So we'll see one shloka after the other. Go to 54th shloka. Yanlabanna paro labha Yat sukanna param sukam Yajnana param jnanam Tat brahmetyavadharayet. We were almost barring one or two slokas. All slokas end with Tat brahma iti avadharayet. All the slokas will end like that. Tat brahma iti avadharayet. That is what Tat brahmetyavadharayet. Yan sandhi. Ikara becomes yakara. Iko yanachi. That is the Panini Sutra. That's why ya, e becomes ya, u becomes va, and things like yako, yanachi. That is that Panini Sutra. So, tat brahma iti avadare. Many shlokas will end like that. Tat brahmetyavadharayet. Understand Brahman to be that. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm just in the last part of the pada. I'm saying Tat, understand that to be Brahman. That's why it is Tatastha. It is showing something and saying, you see all that, that is Brahman. Like that. That's why it is Tatastha. So showing Brahman, you show some attributes and say, if you find these attributes, that is Brahman. That is how these shlokas are. So what does it say? Yel, yet, in Sandhi it has become yel. Yet labhat na aparaha labha. That is a padacheda. Yet labhat na aparaha labha. Yet sukhat na aparam sukam. Yet jnanat na aparam jnanam. Tat Brahma iti avadharayet. That is the pada vicheda. So it says, yet labhat, na aparam labha. See, this is a very good tatastha for anything godly and divine. What is divine? Divine is the expression of infinity, first of all. You have to understand what is divine and non-divine. The dividing things are, the first important dividing thing is anything which is infinite is called Brahman. And my frequent example is, with all its, whatever technology we have, it is impossible to put a tube light for about 40 kilometers, 40 square kilometers go a tube light. It's called lightning. It is impossible with our technology to put a sprinkler for 40 kilometers which will sprinkle water at the same time. I remember my daughter when she was 3 years, 4 years, one day she asked me, what is nature? Then I told her, nature is God. She said, how do you understand God? What is God? I mean, the kids will immediately ask, no? I said, what man cannot do anything, what man cannot even imagine to go anywhere near is divine. That is called God. So I showed her, look at rain. Can you have a bucket and a mug? At that time, I could not say sprinkler. Can you have a bucket and mug and then go to the whole city of Bangalore? And it's impossible. With all your technology, you can't do. I gave her another example, which she was so convincing. Little later, when she grew up, when she knew some thermodynamics also, I said that is there a way by which you can bring down the temperature of an open system by 6 degrees in about 10 minutes? That's what a cloud does. In 10 minutes, the temperature drops. Impossible, yeah. You can't do it with any machine that you have. To cool this room, first you have to close all the door and put some 2 or 3 ton. In fact, if you put 10 ton AC, 5 minutes, the temperature may come down. You have to put 10 ton AC in this small room. Whole of Bangalore, 4 clouds come. Temperature top comes from 24 to 20. So anything that is infinite, is an expression of divinity. So that's why I say nature is divine and God, and this is my way to explain. You can't have any technology to replicate it, whatever is your scientific progress. Lightning, thunder, rain cloud bringing down temperature. Impossible to do. Thermodynamics will assume. So the thermodynamical equation will assume an entropy requirement of infinity to do that. Basically, that's what it means. In the same way, this is the first attribute. Second attribute of what is divine and not divine, anything which is not divine will not satisfy you. Satisfaction is not possible. You cannot be satisfied with anything other than divine. That's the expression. That's why how much ever we have, we want some more money, we want one more promotion, we want some more pat on the back, we want some more people to say you are great, we want some more people to say, oh, you are very knowledgeable, you are a good man. No end. You give Padma Vibhushan and Paramveer Chakra also, that person is also not satisfied. There is this source of imperfection. That is what is coming here. Yal labhat na aparam labha. So it looks like there is one entity, moment you experienced it. You say, Abba, I am satisfied. Triptaha bhavami aham. Triptosmi. That is not easy to say. That we will say only when we touch the God. That is the expression of divinity. So that is the tatastha coming here. Yel labhat na aparaha labha. Once you get it, you don't have to get anything else. Finished. For everything else, we are not at all satisfied. I started from nothing. I was very satisfied having a cycle. Then I saw you going in a scooter. Then my dissatisfaction started. Then I got a scooter. I got satisfied. Then I felt you are driving a Maruti 800. So then I said, no, I'm not satisfied. I bought a Maruti 800. Then I find somebody is driving some SUV. This is the journey we are going through. All man-made things, all non-divine things will not be able to quench our desire. The only way the desire will come to an end is we have to get in touch, or we have to become divine. The divinity must touch us. Then all these will go away. That's what the shloka is saying. Yallabhat na aparaha labha. It's straightforward. Yat sukhat na aparam sukham. That is the ultimate of sukha. All others are fleeting, temporary, finite, non-satisfying. Have the ability to come and go. Agamapayinoha anityaha. They are all agamapayinos. Whether it's sukha or dukkha, all are agamapayinos. It is not nirantara. Whereas anything which is nirantara is divine. That is satyam. That's why it is satyam. Anything that is nirantara is divine. So, yajnatva yajnanat na aparam jnanam. That is why in Mundaka Upanishad he asks, kasmin vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati. Shaunakaha mahashalaha vidivat angirasam papracha. Kasmin vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati. Is there any knowledge? Having known it, I don't have to know anything more. I have reached the pinnacle. That is Paravidya. That's what Angiras said in Mundaka Upanishad. That is called Paravidya. That Paravidya takes you to the Para only. Right? Parabrahma only. Parabrahman only. So that is what this shloka is saying. Yel labhat na aparaha labha. Yat sukhat na aparam sukham. Yat jnanat na aparam jnanam. Tat brahmaha iti avadharayet. That is what it is actually saying. Now the same shloka, do you know where it is available? With a slight modification. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. Yam labdva na param labam manyate nadikam tatah. There is this chapter 6. Bhagavad Gita, Atma Samyam Yoga, the Palashruti kind of a thing, right? Tasya yasmin sito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Guru is heavy or deep. In that sthiti, even the greatest grief or dukkha is not a dukkha for you. Na vichalyate, you don't even shake. Chalana is moving, no? Gurunapi na vichalyate. Even the greatest disappointment in your life, which comes and goes at the surface, will not even shake you. Same thing is told in Gita. Huh? So, yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tatah. You don't look for anything more. Manyate na adhikam tatah. From there is nothing more to go. Same idea is told in Bhagavad Gita like this. And he says, yasmin sthite, you are in that sthite, na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Even a deep disappointment and a great grief will not even shake you. Just like that, it will not even shake you. No, in Chandogya Upanishad, 6th book, 23rd, 6.23, 23rd chapter, Adhyaya, in book 6, that's the last book of Chandogya. I quite often remember it and quote it. That's why it comes to me. Chandogya Upanishad, that 6th book, 23rd chapter is actually Narada go to Sanat Kumara and ask, what is this sukha? There is a conversation. So there comes this famous statement, Nalpe sukhamasti, bhuma vai sukham. Na alpe sukhamasti. There is no charm in small little things. Bhuma vai sukam. Bhuma is the expression of big, huge. Bhuma vai sukam. Yed alpam tad martyam. That's what he says. He says all these small little things all will perish. They are mortal. That's what he said. Yed alpam. So I, my CEO, when I address some CEOs, I quote this. I say our rishis can tell you how to think, coach you to thinking big. That's what this is, thinking big, no? Na alpe sukam asti. Huma vai sukam. Don't go after small little things. You guys are a CEO here, think about it. Go and read Chandogya Upanishad. Book 6. See what, Sanat Kumara told Narada. Na alpe sukam asti. Huma vai sukam. Huh?
He says Shokam
Tarati. That is what it is. So, the expression of infinite, the expression of fullness, which that's why Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Avasishyate. You draw from it nothing, it never comes down. It remains Purnam. So that is what is coming through this shloka. Next shloka we will see. Yadrishtva naparam drishyam yadbhutva na punarbhavaha yajñātvā naparam jñeyam tad brahmetyavadharayet. The list is added. Some more is added to the list. It says, Yat drishtva na aparam drishyam. Yat bhutva, having become something. Bhu bhavati means becomes. Bhu satayam, to become something. That is the dhatu, dhatu pata, bhu satayam. That is the first dhatu in the 2000. Bhu satayam. Yat bhutva na punarbhavaha. There is no more to be become. No more to become something. It's not there. This is the gold standard. We already reached there. Yat bhutva na punarbhavaha. Yat jñātvā na aparam jñeyam. The previous shloka he said, Yat jñātvā yajñānāt na aparam jnanam. All the Triputi is coming. You just see here. There is no, the Triputi is all gone. That's what it is saying. There it talked about jnanam. It talks about jneyam. You are the jnata. So the Triputi nashaha bhavati. Etasya avashyakam eva nasti. That is what it is actually pointing to. So yajñātvā na aparam jneyam tad brahmaha iti avadharayet. The list is only added. Some more things are added to the list that after knowing it, you don't have to know anything. That is what I said in Mundaka Upanishad. It said that, in fact, yajñātvā na aparam jnanam or yajñātvā tat aparam jneyam and all that. The classic example is, what was this transformation of the prince of Kapilavastu into Buddha? There was one knowledge which was missing from him, which he got finally. What was that? He was in the palace all the time. One day he was brought out of the palace. This prince of Kapilavastu was brought out of the palace. He found a dead body. He found an old man. That struck him. So he said, I am just leaving everything. Then the parents and wife were also upset. They said, why? No, you cannot. Then he said, Yadi vartakyam na bhavet. Yadi, maranam na bhavet. You show me that vartakya and marana will not happen, I will come back. He understood the futility of this particular thing. He said, if you can promise me there will be, because he all along thought he will be always young. He never, this prince of Kapilavastu thought that he would be young. He had not seen anything in the palace. He saw only a rosy picture. When he came out, he saw the reality. So he said, if you can promise me, I will not become old, I will not get sick, I will not die, I am willing to give up this and come back. That is what he said. So the transformation of Prince of Kapilavastu into Buddha itself is because Yajñātva Naparam Jnanam. He went after that. These are all imperfect and all that he found. So he said, Tad Brahma iti avadhare. These are all these, things are described in this particular shloka. So 54, 55 continuous only. List is only adding up. Concept is the same. The list is only added a little bit more to what we already have in 54. So we'll go to 56. Tiryagurdvamada purnam Sachidanandam Advayam Anantam Nityamekam Yat Tad Brahmetyavadharayet. See, this is the value of Chandas. I could not stop at Nityamekam. I found there was something missing. Then I looked at the Yat is on the other side. That is why you need Chandas. It will exactly measure that much and give you. So I came, Anantam Nityamekam. I said, Chandas is not. Then I looked at, oh, there is a Yat here. So in the description, it is written differently. That's why you need Chandas. Equally, it will split. That's what happened. As I was reading, then, oh, there is a Yat there. That's the value of the Chandas, actually. It is a self-check, where one extra is in like that. They in computer thing they do know they put that extra. So it said Tiryag Urdhva Adha Purnam Sachit Anandam Advayam. Right? Anantam Nityam. So all are only the Tatasthas of Brahman. Huh? Na antaha, it has no end, which means it has no beginning. It is implied. When you say that something has no end, generally it is implied it has no beginning. It is beginningless, endless. That's how we need to take. Because merely anantam, no end, means the question remains, is there a beginning then? And if you assume there was a beginning, simple logic says what begins must end. So this is implied. When you say anantam, it is anadi. That is implied generally. That's the interpretation we have to carefully do. You have to use the logic and then do that interpretation. Anantam in this, many times they say anadi, anantam together. If it is not told and only anantam is told, the anadi must be substituted along with that. Because anything which has no end would have had no beginning either. So, Tiryag. Tiryag means horizontal. It is not in this plane. Basically, it's saying it is not in x-axis. It is not in y-axis. Tiryag, it says, Tiryag, or in other words, he is horizontally spread. He is vertical. In this case, he is horizontally spread. He is vertically also spread. Because vertical, you can say urdhvam and adha. Here you can at best say left, right, but you can't even say it's 360 degrees. That's why Acharya is not using anything left or right. It is 360 now, so it is horizontal. That's all. It's just this axis, Tiryag. Whereas here at least you can say urdhvam and adha. That's why he says Tiryag, urdhvam adha. He is horizontally everywhere. He is up. He is below. So therefore he is Purnam. He is complete. There is no sense of incompleteness.
Space model.
Huh?
Space model.
Like a space model. Purnam. Then Sat Chit Anandam. Advayam. We have seen it many times. That's why it's around Upasamhara. Actually, it is all coming together. See, there is this Narayana Suktam, no? Narayanam Mahagnyam Vishwatmanam Parayanam Narayana Paro Dhyata Dhyanam Narayana Para Yachake Jijjagasuram Sarvam Drishyate Shuyate Piva. All that you see, you hear. Kinchi, Jagat, in this world, whatever you hear and see, Yachake Jijjagas Sarvam Drishyate. Antarbahishchada sarvam vyapyanara yanastitaha. It is spread inside, it is spread outside. Urdhvam Adha, all those will also come in Ganapati Atharva Sirsha also it will come. Narayana Upanishad. It will also come. Urdho Narayanaha, Adaha Narayanaha, like that it will go on. So these ideas are all the time said everywhere. So it says Tiryag, Urdhvam, Adaha, everywhere you find only God particle. Therefore it is Purnam. Sat, that is found in all, it is the Sat and the Chit and the Ananda. Many times we have seen it. Advayam. If something has filled everything, it can be only a single entity. There cannot be two entities. Because the moment you have two entities, a beginning and end will come. This entity has started here and ended here. This entity has started here and ended here. That's why we are able to see two entities. We put the Upadhi and created two entities in space. Remove all the Upadhi, it will become a single entity. Demolish all the walls, it will become a single entity. So, if something is omnipresent, it has to be Advayam. It cannot be Dvayam. That's why it is Advayam. Anantam. Therefore, Anadi. Logic says if something cannot have end, it could not have had a beginning also. Because what begins must end. That's a simple logic. Right? Nityam. Since all these properties are there, it is Nityam, it is present. Omnipresent, present ever. Present everywhere, present ever. Right? I used to teach total quality management. So I say that total has a very special meaning in the total quality management. Like that only, I remember that. Total in total quality management means everywhere, everyone, every time. That's the meaning. From janitorial worker up to the CEO must be quality conscious. Only then total quality management will happen. Every time, it is not we do today and tomorrow you don't have to. Everywhere, every time, everyone. Like that, it is, with all these properties, it becomes Nityam. Everywhere, every time, everyone is Brahman. It's total. T. It is the T of the TQM. Satta. Nityam Ekam Tat Brahmam Iti Avadharayet. That's what it is saying. Let me see if Padmapada has anything special. Let me just see. I have 52, 354, 56. Okay. That's not much because these are fairly still. Yeah, this we can say it's Swarupa Lakshana, then Tatastha Lakshana. In the case of Brahman, the dividing line is so very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. It's all Tatastha only in some ways. Because we don't know the Sora. It's Arupa. So the Swarupa is not a right word to use actually. That's why Lakshyartha, Vachyartha you can say. But Lakshana will be, by and large, it should be Tatastha only because, it's difficult to call it as Swarupa Lakshana. Little gazy. Either ways we can. Next shloka, 57. Atadvaya vritti rupena Vedantair lakshyate dvayam Akkandanandamekam yat Tad brahmetyavadharayet Ataha dvayavritti rupena Vedantaihi lakshyate advayam. Akandanandam ekam yat tat brahmam iti brahma iti avadharayet. That is what it is saying. Vedantaihi lakshyate advayam. Vedantins clearly understand it to be advaya. It is a single. That's what Vedanta literature is anyway saying. So it is saying Vedantaihi lakshyate advayam, that Brahman. But ataha dvayavritti rupena. When it gets the vritti, it gets into duality. The world of multiplicity comes out of it. That is the meaning. The vritti of the Brahman produces the multiplicity, right? When it is no karyam, it has no karyam to do. In the pralaya kala, it is all advaya. There's nothing. It's just like that. Moment the Brahman wakes up, so kamayeta, from pralaya to punar nirmanam. That is what that mantra is. So kamayata bahusyam praja yeti satapotapyata satapastaptva idakam sarvam asrijata idam kincha tasrishtva tadevanupravishat tadanupravishya satchatyacha bhavat niruktam va niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha vijnanancha vijnanancha satyancha ardancha satyam abhavat. That one paragraph tells everything. Sokamayata. So the Brahman was alone. So there was some desire. Why that desire happened? That is called Maya. That is the avidya of Brahman is called Maya. Yes. For the Pinda, what we say, there is an equivalent to the Anda. We say avidya here, we say Maya there. So that is how they argue. They say, why did he got desire? That is the, but that avidya has a different meaning to this avidya. That avidya had a purpose. This avidya had not a purpose. It only walked us into a trap. Those are the differences. There are certain things common, but there are differences. So, sokamayata. Bahusyam prajayeti. Oh, let me create a world of multiplicity. Satapotapyata. Satapastaptva. To me, what is tapas? Tapas is deeply knowing, doing the R&D. R&D of creating a huge universe here, which we are struggling to know, to make sense of. That intense knowledge, that again it shows, first you have Icha Shakti. Sokamayata is the Icha Shakti. Satapotapyata is Jnana Shakti. Idagum Sarvam Asrijita is the Kriya Shakti. Look at this. That is how this Lalita Sahasranama mantra we should understand. Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupinyai Namaha. Where is the Icha Shakti? Sokamayata. Where is the Jnana Shakti? Satapotapyata. And where is the Kriya Shakti? Idagum Sarvam Asrijata. That's how that particular Lalita Sahasranama comes actually. That particular Nama. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and then Kriya Shakti. So, Bahusyam Prajayeti Satapotapyata Satapaspiptva Idagam Sarvamajita. Satyam cha asatyam. So he brought everything. Nilayanam, anilayanam, niruktam, aniruktam, satyam, ritam, asatyam, everything he brought. And he became Satyam finally. That's what that mantra says. Edidam kincha, everything that is there he created. Niruktam cha, niruktam cha, nirukta and anirukta, he created the world of opposites. Nilayanam cha, anilayanam cha, nilayanam cha, nilayanam cha. Right? Satyam cha, ritam cha, satyam abhavat. That's what he says. Satya is different from Rita. Ritam is different from Satyam actually. Ritam means a delicate order which creates, which everybody has to follow. That is called Ritam. As in English, it's called rhythm. You need the rhythm. Only then it all must vibrate at a frequency. Only then things will work. That's called Rita. Expression of Rita is the Dharma. In fact, in Daitya Upanishad, there is a mantra. Bhishasma dvatah pavate, Bhishodeti suryaha, Mrityurdavati panchamiti. They are all afraid. Out of fear, sun rises. B. Bishasma Dvataf Pavate. Bishode Surya. Bisho iti Udita Surya. Bishode iti Surya. Mrityurdhavati Panchama iti. The Mrityu also works to maintain the order. That's called Rita. So Satyam cha Ritam cha Satyam. So the Brahman became Satya, the Brahman became Rita, and Brahman, that's what that mantra is. Right? So that is what he is showing. Ata Dvaya Vritti Rupena. It's not Advaya, Dvaya. Vritti, when it happens, it becomes multiplicity, no? That's why that mantra will follow after that. If you see, Ataso Bhayangato Bhavati, moment duality came, fear also came. That's what that mantra says. If God is the only one, there is no fear. The fear that we get is because there are multiple. Oh, is he better than me? Am I better than him? Have I lost out? So in the Taitya in that Anuvaka only it will come. Then Bhayangato Bhavati, that also happens. All those are very nicely written in that Anuvaka. Srishti Prakarana is there in the Upanishad. Every Upanishad tells it, whereas Mundaka Upanishad tells it with 3 different examples, Srishti Prakarana. It gives the example of a spider. Like that, 3 examples it gives. Srishti Prakarana is told differently. Chandogya Upanishad uses Sanvamrinmayam Bhavati, Mritika Eva Satyam. They tell Srishti Prakarana in a particular way. Actually, we have to read all the Upanishads to get a total understanding of what they are communicating. Out of their compassion, they are not copying one another. They are telling it differently. That is why that Valmiki has told Srishti Prakarana so beautifully in that when Gridra Raja, na? Sampati's brother, Jatayu. When Jatayu said, who am I? Jatayu said how from Prajapati there are 7 children. Everything is there in that chapter. How he has 7 children. And which children route I am coming. Whereas we are all, our first mother is called Manu. That's why we are all Manavas. There is one child in which all fruit-bearing things are coming. Everything is described in one chapter. So all aquatic animals is one chapter, one branch. So nicely it is told.
You're trying to deceive somebody else's program. It's not possible. You do this. So it's all about to create your own program. That's why you solve now.
So that is what is indicated here. Ata Advaya Vritti Rupena, the same Brahman, moment he gets into Vritti, he gets into Dvaya Rupa. Whereas Vedantaihi Lakshyate Advayam. On the other hand, the Vedanta, there is a very nice Shanti mantra. Yam Vaidika mantra Drisha Purana. Indram Yamam Somam Matarishwana Mahu. Vedantino Nirvachaniyamekam Yam Brahma Shabdena Vinirtishanti Shaivayamisham Shivayitya Vochan Satsit Akaleti Sikka Santah. All that will come. This is nice. At the end of our program, we utter this Sanskrit shloka. It says, Yam Vaidika Mantra Drisha Puranaha. For the Vaidikas, for them, the Lord is only in mantra. Yam Vaidika Mantra Drisha Puranaha. Indram Yamam Somamittyahu. They use only those as the expression of God. Vedantino Nirvachaniyamekam. For the Vedantis, it is beyond description. And for the Puranas, Vishnu, they call it as Vishnu and Shiva and all that. I forgot the full, the song is not coming to me. If I recite for fast, maybe it will come. Then Sat Srit Akaleti Sikha Santah. Sikh people say Sat Srit Akal. So it brings all Kaumara. Some people who worship Kumara, they call it Kaumaram. Sayeva Eka Brahma Dvitiya. That's how the shloka will end. This is what it is. You can have different things. Finally, it is all one. That's the Shanti mantra we say whenever we go over Sanskrit camps. But I was actually, yesterday I wanted to sing 1 or 2 Sanskrit songs. I don't have that Sanskrit book. I have 30 songs, which I learned when I was doing my PhD. All my children, I put them to sleep in my house, in my lap with those Sanskrit songs. They will all sleep. So my sister-in-law, why don't you, I'll just put the child on the lap and sing, and they'll sleep. Including my daughter, I want to sing one or two songs. I've forgotten many of them. Book is there, I would have sung. I was searching for it yesterday. This is the last in that. Yam Vaidika mantra Drisha Purana Indram Yamam Matarishwana Mahu Vedantino Nirvachaniyam Ekam Yam Shabdas Yam Brahma Sabdera Vinidvishanti Shaivayamisham Shivayitya Vochan. After that, I have forgotten. Anyway, so that is what it is. Akhandanandam Ekam. It is just that one entity. In the Vritti Rupa, it becomes Dvaya. Otherwise, it is Advaya. It is Akhandanandam. You cannot separate it and know it in any other way. It is Akhanda Padartha. It's Khandanam na bhavishyati kadapi. Tat brahmaha iti avadharayet. That is this shloka. Then, next shloka. Akhandananda rupasya tasyanandalavashitaah brahmadhyastaratamyena bhavantyanandino kilaha. Akhanda Ananda Rupasya. The Brahma Lakshanam is Akhandanandam. Na kevalam Akhandam, Akhandanandam. The Ananda is also without interruption. No interruption. Sada Ananda. Sadananda. Akhanda Ananda Rupasya Tasya Ananda Lavasha. Lava means Lesha. Lava means trace. Tasya Ananda Lava Ashitaha. Lavaya Ashitaha, Lava Ashitaha. What Brahmadi, the next one says, Brahmadyaha Taratamyena. Brahmadyaha Taratamyena. Brahmadyas Taratamyena. Brahmadyaha Taratamyena. Okay. So what says is that what Brahma, Vishnu, whatever Ananda that they experience is like taking one drop from Pacific Ocean. It's just like taking one drop from lava. Lava means lesha, trace. It's just a trace. So, see, lava lesam you don't know. Lava lesha both they use. You know nothing. You don't even know a trace of anything. They use this word, no? Then you have this Taratamya. See, the word Taratamya in Sanskrit. You know where from it has come? See, in Sanskrit, if you have to say comparative, you have to say Tara. Uttamaha, Uttara, Tara, Tama. Tama means superlative. Tara means comparative. So Taratamya means that which is in the domain of comparison. Taratamya nodo. Notkondu kelsa madude helta irtane. Look at in a very comparative sense, try to understand things. That's why you say Taratamya. So this Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Devas, their Indra, their Ananda are all at a very comparative. I am better than you are better than me, like that. Taratamyena. Taratamyena Anandasya Lava. Their Ananda is just at a very comparative level, a little bit here. He can be a little epsilon more. He can be, 1 epsilon less, delta more. We can say that is Samudra. The Brahman is nothing but Anandarnava. It is an ocean of bliss. Again, this is available in, there's Ananda Mimamsa. In Taitra Upanishad, it same is available in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also. Such a beautiful set of mantras, right? It's called Ananda Mimamsa. Yuva Syat Sadhu Yuva Dhyayakaha Adrishto drishto balishtaha Prithvi vittasya purna syat. What the Upanishad does is it first puts one unit of happiness. What is that? Yuva syat. Very young. Sadhu yuva. Well, character-wise, very nice man. Yuva sya sadhu yuva. Adhyayakaha. Well read. Right? Asisto dridishto balishtaha. He has got all the blessings. He is bodily very good. Prithvi yasya vittasya purna syat. We are all wanting 60-40. We are all wanting 60-40. He says, Prithvi vittasya purna syat. To the extent you can see that much land he has. Imagine a person like this, who is young, well educated, healthy, well built, has all the blessings. This is what Upanishad starts. Yuvasya sadhu yuvadhyayakaha adrishto drishto balikaha prithvi vittasya purnasya. Then it says sayeko manusha anandaha. Take it as one unit of happiness of a human being. This is how it starts. It puts some definitions first. Sayeko manusha anandaha te shatam manusha anandaha. It multiplies it by 10 power 2. Shatam manusha anandaha. Adi yarukku? Shrotriyasya cha kamahatasya. Shrotriyaha cha kamahatasya. One who has bitten and chewed out the kama. Or akamahatasya, one who is not bitten by kama. Either way, if you want to take, you take. Shrotriyasya cha kamahatasya. Then you know what this Upanishad does? It goes up to 10 power 21. This mantra is repeated. So I will tell a little bit and leave it. Sayeko manusha anandaha te yeshatam manusha anandaha shrotriyasya chaka mahatatsya yeto manusya gandharvanam anandaha shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya te yeshatam manusya gandharvanam anandaha. Now 10 power 4 has gone. This 100 is equal to 1 of the next. Then you take another 100 from there. That is 1 of the next. That's how it is going. Te ye pitriloka chiraloka lokanam anandaha shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya te ye chiram chiraloka de pitriloka chiralokanam deva. Like that, all that it goes. Ajana janam devanam anandaha karma devanam anandaha devam anandaha. 100 you have to add. I am skipping all that. Karmana devana piyanti. In between one mantra will come. Indrasyanandaha te yeshatam indrasyanandaha te brihaspateiranandaha te yeshatam brihaspateiranandaha sayeko brahmana anandaha. It takes up to 10 power 21. It is all that is only a lesha. Finally, the Upanishad says, you start 1 unit of human happiness itself, we can't reach. Prithvi vittasya purna syat yuvasya sadhivadhyayakaha adishto drishto balishtaha. So this idea is told so beautiful. Same mantra is available in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Same mantra. It takes 1 unit of happiness, keeps on rising and say. Then it says, Sayaschayam Purushe, Yaschava Sityo, Sayekaha, Saya evam vit, Asman Lokat Pretya, Annamayamatmanam upasankramati, Pranamayamatmanam upasankramati, Manomayamatmanam upasankramati, Vijnanayamatmanam upasankramati. He becomes one. He crosses everything. These Ananda are nothing. He goes there. That's how the 2nd chapter of Taittiriya Upanishad ends. The Brahma thing is told so beautifully and it ends like that. With the Ananda Mimamsa, it ends. That Ananda, it says, is only Ananda Maya. It's only a Lesha. Source is elsewhere. Source is infinite. That's what is coming here. Anyway, we'll go to the next mantra. Akanta Ananda. Kanda. Because it is separated, no? Kanda means separated. Tundam mandadam kanda. Kandam tundam. Tadyuktamakilam vastu Vyavaharastadanditaha Tasmat sarvagatam brahma Kshire sarpirivakile Tat yuktam akilam vastu Vyavaharaha tat anvitaha Vyavaharadhanvitaha Tasmat sarvagatam brahma Kshire sarpi iva akile. Tat yuktam. First it's a very integrated one. Yukta is very integrated. It is not a disintegrated thing. It is a very integrated single thing. No conflicts, nothing. It's very integrated thing. Tad yuktam akilam vastu. Okay. Vyavaharaha tat anvitaha. The whole world of Vyavahara springs out of it. That is, we saw it, no? That is what is the powerhouse for everything to happen. While it is not doing anything, it is supplying the power, no? So essentially, without that prana doesn't come, nothing happens. So whether, although all that we saw earlier, he is not engaged, but it is enabling. So that's what it says, Vyavahara tad anvitaha tasmat sarvagatam. Therefore, it is everywhere. Because it has enabled everything that is happening in this empirical world. Everything that is moving, chara, achara, everything is because of it. Tasma sarvagatam brahma. And how do you understand that? Acharya gives an example. It is like sarpi in a kshira. Sarpi is butter, navanita. Navanita is everywhere in the milk here. If you churn only, you will get it. It is nothing like if you buy 1 liter of milk, it is not that there is one part of the milk which is only Navanita, but the rest are all non-Navanita. There is nothing like that. It is seamlessly inside. It is antargataha. If you keep on churning, convert it into a curd and keep on churning, the cream comes. So it is into it seamlessly. We are not even having, so pratyakshameva anumanam vya, you will say there is no butter. Then I have to get him to another level of pratyaksha, where I have to make a curd, I have to churn it, and then so something is coming out of it. Therefore, it is there. That's why only when it becomes a curd, they call it as buttermilk. Until then, they are not able to see the butter. Therefore, it is not buttermilk, it is milk. Whereas the butter is already in the milk anyway. The milk is always buttermilk only. But then we have to take it to another level of vikara. Vilakshana or Vikara to really find the buttermilk. So we call it as buttermilk. So that example he gives. He says, Kshire Sarpiva Akile. So how is Brahman in this world? Brahman in this world is like butter in the milk. It is, you don't see it, but it is there. You make effort, you see it. That's why you take the Arani and Uttara Arani and then churn with the Dhyana. Dhyana is the churning. This Jagat is milk. Take the Arani and Uttara Arani, Antakarana and Manas. Keep on churning. Then Jnana Agni comes. Yesterday we saw the shloka. As much as you have the milk, you don't see butter there. You keep on churning, butter comes out of it. Like that. So that is how we have to understand this particular shloka. That is a minor parinama. That is okay. Kshira Sagara Matana. No, you don't have to actually convert it. If you keep on churning a milk, you will get the cheese. Butter you may not get. It's called it with a different name. You get it. They call it as cheese. Cheese comes out of milk, not out of butter, not out of curd. That is only a parinama, a light parinama. Cheese is also tasting very similar. I think so. Anyway. Okay. 60th shloka. Ananvastulamachraswam Adirgamajamauvyayam Arupa guna varnakyam tad brahmetyavadharayet. Ananuhu. First it becomes ananuhu. That ukara only in young Sindhi become vakara actually. So ananuhu. First padacheda is ananuhu. Ananuhu astulam ahrasvam adirgam ajam avyayam arupa. Actually, if you want to remove the samasta, you say arupa aguna avarna. It is a samasta now. You make a samasta of all the padam and put the nanjitat purusha samasa. Na, you put and then make a. If you want really separate it, you should call it as arupam, agunam, avarnam. Like that you should say. If you want really split it and say, it is samasta pada. The samasta is rupascha gunascha rupa gunaha, rupa gunascha varnascha rupa guna varnaha, tasya nanjitat purusha samasa arupa guna varnaha. You put A plus B plus C and make it ABC and put a negative, put ABC dash. That's how it is coming. Arupa guna varnakyam. Huh? Yeah. No, it is varna. See, what I am saying is, please understand, there are three words. Rupa is one word, guna is one word, varna is one word. Do a samasta pada of all the three. It becomes rupa, guna, varna. Then take a negative of it. Now, if you want to really split and understand it, don't do the samasta. Put the negative to all of them. That's what I meant. Essentially, what it means is arupa, aguna, avarna. The negative of the compound word. If you want to make a simple word, make all of them negative. That's what I meant. Look at here. In one shloka, the complete neti has happened. This is neti. This is a list of neti. Na eti, na eti. That's what is happening. Huh? Include akyam means it's included. It's along with that. Akya is all along with it. Just put it. These are all for the anushtup. Leave the akya. Along with. Means combined with that. All of them together is kind. So there is a complete neti now. Ananuhu. It is not anu. It is not atomic. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. Mahanaran Upanishad one mantra starts like that. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. It is smallest of the anu and biggest of the big. Huh? Ah, yeah. Say janto. Huh? So it's all repeated again and again. So ananuhu, which means it is not, you can't call it as subtle. Anu here means because the other word is stula. So you have to make a contextual interpretation of these words. Anu is not atomic. Here anu means sukshma. Because stula is coming next, you know. So ananuhu means it is not a sukshma padartha. It is not a stula padartha either. Ananuhu astulaha astulam. It is not hraswa. It is neither short, neither long. Ahraswam adirgam. Right? Ajam na. It doesn't have janma.
So I think here we said that it's meant for
Yeah. All pairs are there, right? Dvandvatita bhavaha. Gunatita, dvandvatita, namatita, everything. It is indriyatita, atita, indriyatita also. Atindriya, that's what. In the Bhagavad Gita also we find atindriyam. Chapter 6, we will find that shloka. Atindriyam. So basically, one mega list of neti is there. It is not this, it is not this, it is not this, it is not this. If you say it is not this, it is not this, then easily one can, using the Western theory of logically not trying to understand, we will come to a conclusion, it is nothing. That's not the meaning here. It is indescribable. That is the meaning here. You can't describe it with some things which are conducive for pratyaksha. All these are for pratyaksha pramana. That something is long, something is short, something is light, something is heavy, something is small, something is big, something is subtle, something is gross. All these are pratyaksha pramana. It says it is paroksha. It is not pratyaksha, it is paroksha. That is what we have to understand. We cannot come to a conclusion, oh, it is not this, therefore it is soon. Aparoksha, sorry. So it is shunya. Right? People can easily come to that kind of a conclusion. It is nothing to do with our pratyaksha pramana. This is not basically what we are trying to conclude, come with this shloka is Brahman is something which is not available for our indriya vyapara. It is atindriya. Because all these you can comprehend only through indriyas. Whether something is raswa, something is dirgha, whether something is born or something is not born, whether something is subtle or something is gross, whether something has a guna or not a guna. Some of them you can stula sambandhina, some of them sukshma sambandhina. But all of them are in the drishti gochara, indriya gochara. So by this shloka, what it is being concluded is Brahman, Atma is atindriya gochara. It is beyond the gochara of the indriyas. It is not available for, so that means we cannot use the indriya and then make sense of it. That is the meaning of it. We cannot use indriya and try to catch it. That is why the methods are, you have to retire the indriyas first. That is why, she was constantly saying, turn, experience, don't look at all these. See if there is something we can think inside and so on. So it is indriya gocharasya aparavishaya. It is something beyond all that. Next shloka. Yadbasa basyater kadi vasyeryatuna basyate yena sarvamidam bhati tad brahmetyavadharayet. So there is a Mundakopanishad mantra which directly says this. It is also there in Kathopanishad. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya vasa sarvamitam vibhati. That is what is being told here. Actually, he says yad basa basyate arkadi. Arkadi, which means all luminaries, not just the Surya. Arka is Surya. So it is not just Surya. All luminaries derive their light from him, from Brahman. Yeah, Jiva Bhuta. This is Gita is also there. Sashanka. In Gita it goes like that. Na pavakaha. That's how it goes in Bhagavad Gita. So yad basa basyate arkadi. Okay. Arkadi, sun, etc., etc., all luminaries get their source of light only from Brahman. Okay. Basyaihi yattu na basyate. It doesn't need anything to radiate itself. Okay. All the luminous ones are all illuminated, but it is not illuminated by them. Basyaihi taihi na basyate. Brahman is not visible because sun is throwing the light. It's not the other way. That's what it is saying. It is Swayam Prakasha. It doesn't need any source. Bhasyehi yattu na bhasyate. Because they are all radiating, because of that reason Brahman is radiating, you can't say like that. That's the second half of this mantra. First half says, this is the source of light to everyone. Second half mantra says, because they are, it is the lamp, we saw that yesterday. Lamp can light everything. Lamp does not need somebody to show the lamp. Not required. You know, when Vivekananda went for Chicago Parliament of Religions, right? Professor John Wright, I think, when you know, the way he introduced this, you know, he said it is like asking sun permission to shine. That kind of yakti, like that, there is a very nice way he introduced Swami Vivekananda. He said he doesn't need, sun does not need a permission to radiate. Or you know, get to know what it is to radiate. It happens. It's like that. Some such thing he actually said in that Chicago Parliament of Religions. Yena sarvamidam bhati. That's what everything is radiating only because of being yena, by whom, by him. Yena is tritiya vibhakti, na? Yena is by him, by him, Napumsaka. Actually, the Brahman is Napumsaka. So for Napumsaka, Tritiya Bhakti Arabhya Pullinga Prayoga eva. In Sanskrit, from the third case onwards, we use Pullinga only for Napumsalinga. So Yena here it is not here, you know, Pullinga. It is Napumsalinga because Brahman is neither Linga Titaha. Therefore, Napumsalinga. So the Yena is to be understood that way. Yena sarvamidam bhati tat brahma iti avadharaye. Understand that to be the Brahman. That is the Swayam Jyoti. Kim Jyotistava Bhanuman Ahani. Ratro Pradipakaham Syat Evam Visadarna yesterday. That Ekashloki of Shankaracharya. That also brings the same idea only. 62nd shloka. Swayam antarbahishvyapya Basayanna kilam jagat Brahma prakashate vannihi Prataptaya sapindavat Ayasa pindavat. At the end you see Ayasa pindavat. Okay? Vaknihi pratapati ayasa pindavat. That is the last part it is saying. See, iron, if you take an iron, you don't see any light there. Actually, light is there in iron. How do you know it? Make it red hot. The photo is showing that. Where is the light? Light is inside. It has come out. The temperature has transformed itself into light. The red hot iron will be like a tungsten filament lab. Tungsten filament is like that only. No, it is actually red hot that then emits the light. Huh?
That's not intrinsic, that's a hazard.
No. It is intrinsic property which comes out at a necessary condition. No. When the heat goes in, it is able to manifest that. Unless it has that, it cannot manifest. No.
But that's not that.
No, that.
No, every object is Panchikaranam, right?
Yeah.
So, no, that will not happen in a Kadali Dande Tatna Bhavishit. They have given all those arguments. Kadali Dande Tatna Bhavishit. If you take the stem of a plantain tree, what you say will not happen. So it must be resident there. Exactly. That's why they give that example. They say, it is manifesting. Unless it is that satta must be there, otherwise it will not exist. That's for a different context. Yeah, in different way, in proportions. No. His volume is correct. So if why it is not expressing in Kadali Tanda means that Agni component is less there. That's it. That's another way to explain. But anyway, so what it says is that Vahni Tapyati Ayasa Pindavat. Just as the fire emanates, so it is there, we never knew it was there. When we heated it, the light, in fact, it radiates so much in a tungsten filament. Here it is less. You get 1000 watts bulb. The heat turns into light because the heat and light are all part of that inherent vastu. That's why it came out. The right condition it came out. It is the condition which made it possible. I mean, this is a simple light. I mean, only now LED, and we are having floodlight tournaments in which it's all tungsten filament. No, it's all metal. Metal is radiating thousands of watts. That is what it is. So that is like that. Brahma prakashate. It is all there. You have to get the right condition for it to manifest. It is there. That's what he says. Swayam antarbahir vyapya, because it is antarbahir vyapitam. Tasmadeva etat abhut. That Agni Tattva and the Agni Tattva was antarbahir vyapta. It was inside the iron rod. That's why it came out when it was reunited and connected with that. It immediately came out at the right condition. So he says, Swayam antarbahir. Antarbahichasa sarvam yapya narayana stitah. We say that, no? In Narayana Suttam. Same way. Antarbahir vyapya. Yeah. That. No. See, Brahman is available everywhere. The conditions are far more favorable. It is there. The conditions are far more favorable. Just like at the right condition, the Ayapinda started radiating light. What required was the right conditioning. So the right condition we need is that yukti. Satsanga, a little bit of peeling of that layer and all that kind of thing. Satsanga, Nama Sankirtana, Guru Upasana, Guru, Upadesha.
Those are sadhanas. What I meant was the intrinsic property of a human. It's already there in a human being.
No, I'm saying it is there everywhere. It is there everywhere. It is much more conducive here. The proportion may be little more conducive. Katali Danda and Ayaspinda, like that. In both it is there.
Actually, is the intrinsic property of Krishna. For him to.
No. Buddhi, Chitta, Manas, Ankara are part of Prakriti. It is not Purusha. They are part of the Prakriti. Jiva. Maybe you meant Jiva, not Purusha. You meant Jiva. Correct. Right, Jiva. So, no. All that I'm saying is all these faculty they are all only Upakarnas. They are favorably placing you to, hopefully you are at a striking distance. It is there everywhere. It is there in the dog also. It is there in the elephant also. It is there in the plant also. We are at a striking distance because of. So that's what it is. We are more favorably poised. It is so, but it is there everywhere. Don't say that the Stavara Jandavaha, they also intrinsically have this. Maybe have. Everybody has potential. That's what you're using the word again. Everything has a potential. The potential energy is less, potential energy is more. Okay. Is more. Okay.
Is for the jiva, I thought.
Little more, yeah.
So I think the distinction also is trying to make the jiva has got a the Stavara.
Okay. So
because of Buddhi, our free will, then you can approach to leaders.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you are at a striking distance. Your Upakaranas are very favorably If, in other words, just to make it the other way, suppose if we can take this buddhi and this power of free will and then plant it in a tree or a dog, that will also realize. This is there, intrinsically it is there. It's not favorable. Here it is favorable. Yeah, that's what I meant. That intrinsic, it is an intrinsic property of everything. That's why Sarvagatam we say now. But we are a little more poised.
Elephant. We came in such a way that we have been a part of that.
No, this dog is like all the time sleeping here. It's part of our satsanga. We have seen it in many places. The only plausible explanation, for example, the only plausible explanation for many of that is they would have actually made a forward pass and a reverse pass. They would have become human beings and come back, slipped back. So they have a vasana composition which is very near to being a human being. Jatabarada, he became a deer, no? So he took a retrograde. In the Paramapada, you have really traveled up to 99 and took a snake or something like that. That is a way to actually understand some of them, which means that they are already evolved. Prarabdha vashat kinchit adaha agatavantaha. Tasmat yadyapi tasmin avastayam te vyavaharam kurvanti. Tatapi purva avastha karanena yat sarvam avagantum samarthyam bhavishyati. This is the way we have to understand. That's the way to explain some of those. They are not coming. Only this fellow is coming. He is coming and sitting here. So like that, that's the way we have to understand some of those. It's all because the Jiva Rashis are in a continuum until liberation. And it is not a monotonic forward pass. Sometimes the pass becomes back and forth. That, no. Once that prarabdha gets exhausted, the next bag that they dip and take, they bring them again here and continue. Na kaschit kalyanakan durgatim tata gachati. Krishna says, nothing get lost, they remain. In between for a prarabdha, you have to do a few things. You are exhausted, no? That is how we have to understand some of these things. Prashtavi jayate. So, atava suchinam shrimatam yoga prashtavi jayate. All those. Yeah, it is temporarily passing it. So, for some strange reason, when I see absolutely, some buggers are doing it as profession, but some buggers are absolutely, with roga, yoga, and all that, standing and begging with the two hands is gone. There is a pushta stand up. Moment I see them, I think, oh, he's a politician of last Jema. Like that in my mind. So I'm going like that all the time. Because idea is not to say in any way, but I am saying the charm of the prarabdha karma theory is nobody can escape and run away. And the God even says, I am also not in the picture. Why am I coming here? I am not in the picture. This understanding, when we develop, our life transforms beautifully. Life beautifully transforms when you have this. Okay, we'll move to the next shloka, 63. Jagat vilakshanam brahma, brahmanon yanna kinchana. Brahman yadbhati chen mitya. Yata marumarichika. Several times I gave this. Marumarichika is mirage. Huh? Marumarichika means Marumaruchika is mirage. Okay. So it says Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma. Okay. Brahmanaha anyat na kinchana. Brahmanaha, which is a Panchami Vibhakti. Brahmanaha anyat na kinchana. Mattaparataram na anyat asti Dhananjaya. That is what it is. Brahmanaha na anyat kinchana. Then what is Jagat? Jagat is the vilakshanam of Brahma. The road suddenly throws itself as though there is some water. It is a vilakshana of that. Marimrichika is nothing but a vilakshanam, no? It is not a lakshana, it is a vilakshana. It's a wrong portrayal of the reality. Not its swayam lakshana. It is a vilakshana. It is a misleading lakshana. Correct? Brahmani, Brahma anyavad bhati. That is the second line. Brahma anyavad bhati. Chet Mitya. Yata Marumarichika. Whenever the Brahman shows itself as something else, as though like something else, Anyavat, not Anyaha, Anyavat. When Brahman manifests itself like something else, understand it to be Mithya. That's what the shloka is saying. Understand it to be Mithya. Just like you understand the Marumarichika. The same understanding you have about the mirage, develop that kind of an understanding. When you suddenly see somebody and you don't see Brahman, please understand it is a Mithya. I am now seeing a mirage instead of seeing the Adhisthana. That understand it like that. Brahmaha anyavadbhati chet Mithya. If it is evident to you like that, please understand it is Mithya. For you, if you get a feeling like that, it is not Brahman, but it is so and so, XYZ, a dog, a tree, then please understand what you are experiencing is something like experiencing a mirage. Because it is Brahman only. Anyavad bhati chet Mithya. If it is showing to you as something else, please understand what you are experiencing is Mithya, not Satyam. Brahma eva Satyam. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Nega Nanasti Kinchana. That's what Shankaracharya says in his other works also. 64. Drishyate Shuyate Yad Brahma Yat Brahmanonyanna Tadbhavet Tattva Jnanacha Tad Brahma Satchidanandam Advayam. Yat Drishyate Yat Shuyate. Drishyate Shuyate Yat Brahmanaha Anyat Na Tad Bhavet. It cannot be anything other than Brahman. What is Drishyate and Shuyate? What Drishyate and Shuyate belongs to the domain of Pratyaksha Pramana. You see, you hear. That's called Pratyaksha Pramana. Earlier we said Brahman is beyond Pratyaksha Pramana. And also we said everything is Brahman. So by simple logic of putting these two together, if A means B, B means C, then A means C. We say like that, no? Transitive property they say. If A means B, B means C, then A means C. So, Brahman is not Pratyaksham. Everywhere there is Brahman. So, Pratyaksham should also be Brahman now, because everywhere it is Brahman. So, that is what is being told here. Okay? Suyate drishyate yatyat Brahmanaha anyat na tad bhave. There is no way it can be anything other than Brahman. Although it is in the domain of Pratyaksha Pramana. Because Brahman is everything. So it is actually showing up through a faculty available to you in some ways. That's how we have to understand. Tattvajnanaha cha tad brahma. Tat padartha jnana. Tattvajnana, tattva. Twa means its property, no? Panchatvana, the property of fiveness. Ness, N-E-S-S. In English, N-E-S-S. Softness. Mridatva. Hardness. Parushatva. Parushatva is harshness. When you speak. Parushatva. The twa is ness in English. N-E-S-S. Ness. For we use the twa. Okay? So it says tattva. The isness. Tat is that or this, no? So the thisness or isness. The isness that you find is Brahman. Building is there. Sun is there. Pav Bhaji is there. Okay? Water is there. Coffee is there. Car is there. Bus is there. The isness supplies the existence, no? So,
Even when it's not there, is it still there?
no, it's not there, it's a certain is only. See, when you say I don't know, that is a jnanam, that is not ajnanam. Where there is a jnana of ajnana. I know, I don't know. So there is nothing like I don't know. That I don't know is a very weird kind of a thing. Moment you said I don't know, you already know you don't know, no? That's what she is saying. You already know what you don't know. So it is only jnanam and jnanam eva. Ajnanasya avakasha eva nasti. But in a common parlance, we use it. For practical purposes, we use it this way, that way. But in Vedanta discussion, we have to be very tight. You can't loosely sort of, make definitions and understand things. So, tattva jnanartha, jnanascha tad brahma eva. The isness of everything is nothing but Brahman, which is what Sat Chit Sat we said. That is how we call it as Sat. That's why it says Sat Chit Anandam. So it immediately comes Sachit Anandam Advayam. Because of that, the isness property is also the ness that you have of anything, softness, hardness, the heatness of the heat, the coolness of the water, the hotness of the fire. Everything is Brahman. The ness is supplied only by the Brahman. That is what it is being conveyed in this shloka. 65th shloka. Sarvagam Sachidatmanam Jnana Chakshur Nirikshate Ajnana Chakshur Neksheta Pasvantam Bhanu Mandhavate Pasvantam Bhanum, that radiating sun. Pasvantam Bhanum is radiating sun. No? Bhanum Andhavat. Andha is one who cannot see. Blind person. So a blind person cannot see the sun. Because the light, the power of taking the light is not there. That's why it's Andhakara only. Yes. So Baswantam Bhanum, Andhavat is not able to see. Right? In the same way, he cannot see because he is Andha. Okay? That's what the last part of this shloka. Baswantam Bhanum Andhavat. Just like a blind man cannot really see the sun, however bright the sun is, however radiating the sun is, Ajnana Chakshuhu na ikshate, nekshate. Ajnana Chakshuhu na ikshate. With your eye of Ajnana, you will never see Brahman, however you try. That is why jokingly he is called Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. He never got up. The moment you said buffalo, he got up. I gave that example, no? Because he is not able to see. He already think he was talking about somebody else. Right? So, Ajnana Chakshuhu na iksheta. Not ikshate, na iksheta. Na iksheta. Ajnana Chakshuhu na iksheta. How is that? It is like Paswantam Bhanum Andhavat. Just like a blind man cannot see a sun, although sun is there all the time. Because of his blindness, he cannot see. In the same way, the person who does not have jnana chakshus will not be able to see the Brahman. That is the second line. Iksh is to see. Samiksha, we say samiksha, samyak ikshate. Samiksha means careful, subtle perspective. We call it a samiksha. Iksh is the dhatu, is to see. That's why it's called aksha. Chakshu, all those are because of that. It all come from iksh. Iksh is to the iksh darshani, I think. Iksh is the root, dhatu. Anything do with seeing is called iksh. Then you can put visarga, that's how words are all. When somebody is called samiksha, because that lady has a subtle vision. I don't know whether that lady has that vision or not. The name is given like that. Samiksha. Diksha. He has a good sense of able to see at different places. And from the Dasha Diksha, Diksha. These names are all everything to do with vision. Ksha, Iksh. Huh? Yeah. Na ikshate. A plus E becomes A in Gunasandhi. Na ikshate. Iksheta. Na iksheta. Neksheta. Na iksheta. Gunasandhi. A plus E becomes A. That Ir becomes Repa. The Repa becomes Visarga in Sandhi Vicheda. That Repa becomes Visarga. Chakshuhu. Na ikshate, iksheta becomes neksheta. So it's a Gunasandhi there. Huh? Titiksha is a vision of endurance, a vision of forbearance. Everything to do with what is Titiksha? A certain perspective of how do you see the differences in life, ups and downs. Titiksha comes only from the everything is blue, the vision. He is able to handle success and failure equally. That means he has a certain perspective of life. Anything to do with it, seeing Ksha, Iksh will come. That's why Titiksha is coming there. Chakshuhu is a Sashti. This is Prathama Bhakti, is a Karta. Ajnana Chakshuhu is Ajnana eva tasya yasya Chakshuhu saha Ajnana Chakshuhu. The person who does not have is a Prathama Bhakti. Chakshuhu. No. Prathama Bhakti. Ekavachanam. Iksheta, that is a Lati Lakara. There's a different Lakara. Not a Lati Lakara, it's a Lot Lakara, I think. Iksheta. No.
Okay, Atma.
Sarvagam Sachidatmanam Jnana Chakshuhu Nirikshate. Atmanipade, Nirikshate. That Lot Lakara Iksheta. That's how it is. Huh? That is a see, there is this Atmanipadi and Parasmaipadi in Sanskrit. It's actually such a refined language. Parasmaipada, Atmanipadam means that effect, you're talking about karma, no? Is that a verb, no? Atmanipadam means that benefit is only for me.
That's what I asked. The speech is not like what you see partially. This is something what you
That's why it's Atmanipada.
decide whether it's there or not. Is the jnana
One's own experience. See, Pashyati, Drakshate. Pashyati is actually that may be Ubhayapadi. Pashyati, there is a formula with which some of them are Ubhayapadis. Anyway, Atmani Padam means the benefit is only for me. If you have to sometimes say that, you can use Atmani Padam. Parasmai Padam is for Parasmai. That's why Sankalpa Maduvaga, you use only Atmani Padam, not Parasmai Padam. Karishye we say, Karomi we don't say. We say Karishye. Pujam Ado Vigneshwara Pujam Karishye. Karomi we don't say. You want the benefit. That's why it is called Atmanipada. And seeing and experiencing, as she said, is a experience here. You cannot relate it to somebody. That's why there is a to another. That's what. Swahanubhuti. That's why Shankaracharya said, I cannot borrow your eye and enjoy the beauty of the moon.
That's why when one person realizes, it's not like everybody is realizing. It's only him.
Yeah, that's why Buddha's father will not be a Buddha. Prahlada's father will not be a Prahlada, nor Prahlada's son. That's what it is.
See the beauty of using Atmane here.
Ah, very good. Good observation. Huh?
Vidhiling.
Vidhiling. Vidhiling and Lot are, they are same. Many of the prayogas are same. Vidhiling and Lot have the same prayoga in Panini. Iksh. Ikshatam. Okay. I think many of the further forms, Vidhiling and Lot are they also have a very similar application. Both of them are same. Nimantra, Amantrana, like that. Okay. So with this the Upasamhara about the Brahman is over. We have 3 more shlokas, which is sort of conclusive shlokas. We'll see the 3 shlokas and bring it to a close. Shloka 66. Shravanadibirudipta Jnanagni paritapitah Jiva sarvamalan muktah Swarnavadyotate swayam. Shravanadibihi Uddita Jnanagni paritapitah Jivaha Sarva Malan Muktah Swarnavat Dyotate Swayam. Yesterday I gave the root for Deva. Dyotate iti Devaha. One who radiates is called Deva. So Dyotate. Dyu is to shine or radiate. That is the dhatu. Dyotate. Swayam Dyotate. That's why Atmani Padam. Swayam Dyotate. So a person through Shravanadi, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That's why the Adi Sabdam is coming. All those. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. He Uddipta Jnana. The Jnana is lit up. Uddipta. The Jnana is lit up. Ud is actually up in Sanskrit. Okay. Jnanagni paritapitah. He is cooked. He is not scorched, not in a negative sense. It is in a positive sense. Paripaka is happening. He is beautifully, cooked beautifully using the Jnanagni. That's the meaning. The Tapana means one meaning of Tapana is scorching. So here it is not scorching. Tapati, that's why Surya is called because it is scorching. No? But here that is not meaning, it is Paripakwa. Paripaka happens. We can take it like that. Okay? Jiva, that Jiva who through the Shravanadi, all these, his Jnanagni comes up and beautifully it evolves him. Okay? Sarva Malan Muktaha, all impurities recede from him. Sarva Malan Muktaha, Swarnavat Dyotate, he shines like gold. Swayam Dyotate, the Swayam Prakasha is radiating out now. Like gold, he is really radiating. So, Acharya is only concluding what will happen with all this effort and genuine effort. What will happen to that person finally? So that is what he is saying in this shloka. 67. Hridakashodito hyatma bodhabhanustamopahrite sarvavyapi sarvadhari bhati bhasayate kilam. Chetak kuhare, hridaya akashe. Okay, hridaya akashe uditaha hi atma. The sun called Atma rises finally in the cave of the heart. That's what it is. That Arunodaya happens, it becomes Amshuman, what we saw yesterday. So, Hridaya Akashe Uditaha Hi Atma Bodha Banuhu. That Surya is the Surya of knowledge. Bodham. Bodha Banuhu Tamaha Apaharta. It Nasha. It does the Nasha of the darkness, which is there. The Andhakara that has conquered us for thousands of Janmas. Moment the light comes, it doesn't matter how long it was dark. See, that is the interesting part, no? The light and dark example is only required for it. You can't say if it is dark for 20 hours, then it cannot become light, brightness immediately. You can't say that. Even if it is dark for endless time, moment you throw the light, the darkness is gone. So the time is unimportant. The intensity of the time is unimportant. You know, in Markov process, this is called Markovian property. It's called loss of memory in our, this exponential distribution. We teach students what is called exponential distribution. That is arrival. The arrival to, let us say the arrival to the supermarket. We want to study it. We want to study the queue. So if you want to study the queue, you must know how many people are arriving. Then you need, so this is how we do now. This is called queuing theory, for which you use what is called exponential distribution. You know what it says? Exponential distribution is called Markovian. It comes under a Markovian distribution. What it means is, what happens between a particular time. Let's say you arrived at 11:30 into the supermarket. You stepped into the supermarket at 11:30. The Markovian property says the arrival of the next person is independent of arrival of this person. It is not dependent on you. You came at 11:30. I would have come at 11:30, 20 seconds. She would have come at 11:32, 25 seconds. Every new arrival is independent of what happened before. This is called Markovian property. We use some mathematical terms and confuse people. In other words, from time t to delta t, a small time difference, what happens is independent of what happened before time immemorial. That is a Markovian property. It doesn't matter how long the darkness was. Jnana is a Markovian property. Moment it comes, it doesn't matter what happened before. What matters is what happened now. In time t plus delta t, Jnanam comes, means Ajnanam is gone. It has nothing to do with the past. It's Markovian property. So it says that Bodha Banuhu Tamaha Apahrit Sarvavyapi Sarvadari Bhati. Not only he shines, Bhasayate Akilam. The lamp, not only it shines, it throws light everywhere, na? So it not only shines itself, it also lights everything. That's what a great jnani is. Jnani not only shines, in his sannidhi, others also will pick up the light. That is why Buddha had a certain number of disciples. Christ had a certain number of disciples. It went on because it just spilled. That's why the Sannidhana of a Jnani is a great blessing for us. They don't have to say anything. The people go and sit in front of Ramana Maharishi. You should read that Paul Brunton's book. Then you will understand. You should read that book. It's stunning here. He went all around and such a beautiful book to read. How the state of the sannyasis were in the beginning of the 19th century, 20th century. What were they doing? He went to Madras, he went to here, went to that. Went to somewhere in Bombay, everything that Paul Brinton writes, all of them. He was looking for a yogi who can help him. He decided to go back. He found nobody. Although he found many interests in Bengal, he found something, but they were not very. He describes all that in that book. Huh?
Secret India.
No. What is the book title? No, not that.
It's a volume, there's a several books.
No. This first book. That is that book.
Who am I?
No, I'll tell you. Many of the things are just not coming to me immediately. Anyway, so he decides to go. He said, enough. Then, Kanchi Paramacharya said, he sent somebody from Kanchi Mat. He sent somebody with him. He said, there is one Ramana Murshi, go and see him. So, this Paul Brenton says that this time he didn't want to leave because he's tired. This is his last chance. And going from Kanchipuram to Tiruvannamalai, which is a 1.5 hours job, is an overnight journey at that time in the train. So he goes and then he thoroughly prepares. I will not leave. This is my last opportunity anyway to ask questions. He goes to see Brahmana Maharishi. All questions just melt. Just sits there. Not only him. I have a book in which about 101 people have said about Maharishi. I have another book. It's stunning to read it. People from all kinds of places all over the world. They just come. Come there. You are just be in the sannidhi of a Jivan Mukta. That, we were not blessed to be born when Ramana Maharishi was there. Nor, even if you're born, I don't know whether we'll go there. I do not know. We need a Deva Anugraha. But point is, the sannidhi of a great Jivan Mukta is enough for us. That's what it says. He says, Pasete Akilam. Not only that he radiates, he enlightens the ambience. Just like the light enlightens the ambience also. So that is what it is. Very big people talk about Chandrasekhara Bharat Swami of Kanchi, of Sringeri. They talk about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. They talk about this Avaduta in Nerur, who was there in Sadashiva Brahmendra. Great people apparently. Just their company, just their sannidhi. That is called, the Diksha is Drishti Diksha. Just, they have to just see you. That's all. Huh? No. I'll tell you. It will come a little later. It will come. Paul Brentons. Anyway, so the last shloka is kind of, yeah.
So, both one here, like the knowledge.
Bodha Bhanu is the sun of knowledge. Bhanu is sun. Bodha is the knowledge. So knowledge is radiating like a sun. It's like the sun has now risen. It has quelled all the darkness. We saw one shloka, na? Arunopi one shloka we saw. It's like that. Bhanu is sun, Bodha Bhanu. The sun of knowledge rises. Tada Aditya Vajnanam. One shloka is there in 5th chapter. Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena mukhyanti jantavaha yada aditya vajnanam. Something is there. That is exactly what it is. Okay. Then the last shloka. Digdesha kala dhyanapekshya sarvagam. Shitadihan nitya sukam niranjanam. Yaswatma tirtam bhajate vinishkriyah. Sa sarvavid sarvagato mruto bhavet. Dik desha kaladi anapekshya, not minding about direction, desha, kala, etc. Shitadi hrin nitya sukam niranjanam, who worships him in this thing, not worried about Shitadi. Shita, Dukkha, Ushna, Shita, all that. Not worried about heat and cold, Sukha and Dukkha. All those are to be understood here. Yaha Swatma Tirtham Bhajate, that Atma is the Atma Tirtham, no? It's Atma Tirtha. Yaha Swatma Tirtham Bhajate Vinishkriyaha, which is action, which is beyond the domain of action, Saha Sarvavit, Sarvagataha, Amritaha Bhavet. He will become immortal. He will liberate. Sarvavit, he will be known of everything. Sarvagataha, he will become omnipresent. These limitations of Upadhi will be gone for him. Upadhi Dharma, Upadhi may be there. Upadhi Dharmasya Nashanam Abhut. Tasmat Sarvavit Bhavati, Sarvagataha Bhavati, Amruto Bhavet. He will reach that. Mumukshutva is what we are looking for, that moksha avastha will happen to such a person. Like that Acharya says, as like a Palashruti, this shloka is like a Palashruti for Atma Bodha. With that, it gets over. Iti Shankaracharya Virachita Atma Bodha Samaptah. Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So Karthik wanted me to finish at 12. I finished at 12:03. My man